Hey, welcome to a very good evening here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Yeah, last broadcast as we do for the day. And then you may hear the on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Of course, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, turn on notification. In the notification turn do choose all. So never anytime your content drop, you are first to have it here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Also, we invested here on a daily basis. We are booming, we are winning consistently here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So every morning there are codes lined up in the description of the various videos or YouTube that you can pick it up. You can go to Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, pick up the videos, the codes there. Fiifi-Manfred on Twitter, Fiifi-Manfred on Facebook, and of course, Fiifi-Manfred on Telegram channel and WhatsApp as well. Very soon we are bringing you the Fiifi-Manfred studios where Rich can come. We are setting up a big studio. Rich meeting me about. We'll have all the conversation plus other contents around football here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So keep an eye on us. We are coming. We're bringing you consistent updates about on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notification, send me anytime that content drop here and you are first to have it here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Let me say a very big thank you to Yesumo. So you see, I keep on talking about Yesumo because of how he treated me the very first time I wanted to do business with him. To be very honest, for a lot of people, it's about, somebody has contacted you and you want to buy something from you and stuff like that. But this guy, it's about the super levels of professionalism that he uses to do his work. To the extent that Yesumo Ankasa can sit on a bike if you're anywhere in Accra and then deliver the goods to you. Again, what Yesumo does is that everywhere in the country, Aflawo, Takoradi, Kumasi, Accra, Akimoda, everywhere that you are, Cape Coast, wherever. If you want the best of spare parts, you look for spare parts. I should share with car airbag. What should share with ambience lights. What should share with cameras on the side. What should share with windshield. What should share. I mean, everything that you need, the headlamps, everything that you need, the bonnet, the bumper, everything that you need in terms of luxury car. I mean, old car, sorry, revamping a BBA. Yesumo is your guy. Trust me, Yesumo is your guy. I'm telling you, it's quality, honesty with the business that he does and make sure that it gets to you in its worship by one of them. When it's Range Rover, when it's Corolla, when it's Acura, when it's Highlander, when it's Honda, Civic, any other vehicle that you're talking about, I mean, everything Toyota, and so it is Yesumo that you need to go to. Oko, Aboseokai, the post office of Aboseokai, you will meet Yesumo. Aboseokai post office, a while. You don't have to go anywhere. A while. I want to Yesumo, and he's going to give you the best of spare part for you to, fix your car and get the best job done. He also has the boys, who kind of call them, if I saw Accra, they can stay on it and do it for you there and there. And Yesumo. So outside of Accra, in Kumasi or wherever, Koforidua, Cape Coast, Takoradi, wherever, call Yesumo on 059 313 8221 059 313 8221. I want to get to Yesumo and then get a job done. Also, open football stuff, open with jersey, open with boots, open with hose, open with club tee, open with tracksuits, open with customized jersey, any of those stuff. Then there's a guy I have for you, or Atonsu High School Junction, your friend Diego Jersey, your friend Diego Jersey. Call Diego on 054 6279512, 054 6279512. Call him quickly and then he'll take care of you. See, this one I was saying something, say, I'm excited about the fact that Lamine Yamal has understood that he is a brand. I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. Lamine Yamal Ibanez Nazraoui is a big brand. And I'm excited that your young man has embraced the fact that he is a brand. And why am I saying this? Essentially, I don't care about, the jersey number 10 of clubs and all of the pop and pageantry that comes around jersey numbers. But you see, the truth of the matter is that there are certain jerseys that are iconic based on the club. Number one, the number 7 jersey at Manchester United is probably one of the most iconic jerseys that you ever wear. The number 2 jersey, worn by Cafu at AC Milan, is also probably one of the most iconic jerseys that anybody will wear. At AC Milan, they don't play with the number 2 jersey. At Manchester United, you don't play with the number 7 jersey. When you look at the kind of players that have donned those jerseys, David Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo at some point in time, and how Di Maria came to where he wasn't successful with it. I mean, Man United fans said that they're supposed to take that jersey from him because they were not getting the returns on how much they bought him from Real Madrid. Then number 7 also at Real Madrid, iconic jersey. Number 10 at Real Madrid, iconic jersey because they're the kind of people that have done it before. And it is same for Barca's number 10 jersey from Gary Lineker, from Giovanni, from Rivaldo, Lionel Messi, and Sumani Fati is probably the only person or part of the pack who hasn't really gotten to the level where everybody was expecting him to get to in terms of that jersey number and the iconic number 10 jersey at Team My Friend FC Barcelona. Today, something has happened that has made my heart filled. My heart is filled with joy with respect to the young man called Lamine Yamal Ibanez Nazraoui. Turned 18 years a couple of days ago. And officially, he signed that contract. So, Becca, I told you that Lamine was not going to sign a contract unless he turned 18 years. And immediately Lamine turned 18 years. He went to the Barca offices today and signed a contract. Just look at this video. Just go and watch this video, how emotional it is. See, before any football player will be the player that he has become, there is always a certain somebody, the mommy, the grandmother, the grandfather, the sister, somebody who believed before that young kid grew up to be that footballer. And in Lamine Yamal's case, it's his grandmother from the mother side. And for a lot of people, they wonder why the mommy and the papa are not together, but constantly the father is in the picture because a paternal grandmother who is Moroccan, and also Lamine Yamal. When Lamine Yamal papa ko fa anyi say ne ba, she decided to obey Nana and take care of her. So constantly when Lamine was going for training, when Lamine was going for anything, about trials, practice, everything, it was Lamine Yamal Ibanez Nazraoui Nana. In fact, she was part of the first generation Moroccans that went to Spain and then brought the dad there. So essentially, they asked Obi on Niago. And today, when Lamine Yamal went to go and sign a contract and it unveiled the number 10 jersey, trust me, Lamine's grandmother was right to him. I want us to watch the short video of when Lamine was entering or signing a jersey and meeting up with the family, and then of course we'll continue the conversation over.
Llevar esta camiseta no vale con jugar bien. Algunos marcaron historia, otros se divertían jugando. Y esto es lo mejor que he visto. ¿Y esa? A verla. Voy a darlo todo, te lo prometo. Voy a hacer mi propia historia.
Branch friend Lamine Yamal, excellent time at club friend in football club Barcelona. So obviously after saying Sumani Fati free Barcelona this summer, another player on free Spain, another big player who they thought would have filled the shoes of Lionel Messi. Now Lamine Yamal has come in, and trust me, there was a mural outside of the walls for Lamine Yamal, and I like what Lamine Yamal was saying. I say, as a young man, criticisms, better, accolades, but for him, the most important thing to him and the family. I say, whether it's good thing that's said to him or bad thing, Nipo Tioma and the family, because nobody outside will like him as much as his family will like him. His family saw him in his most raw stage before he became Lamine Yamal. Anybody that's probably come in may have questions on them. But they have his interest at heart and he will listen to them. They asked him, say, what is going to be his biggest dream and then what he wishes for as a player that when he has turned 18, see, his biggest dream, they say, Obeji, the Champions League, amateur team, my friend, FC Barcelona. Now, what's also making sure Obeji the World Cup, amateur team, the friend, Spain national team, the La Roa, the Charlie. That one, it's not going to be easy crown or say the next level. So they sent in an offer to Liverpool today, 67.5 million euros for Luis Diaz. The conversation is that they want to make sure that Luis Diaz comes in and becomes the player that they want in their club. Now, Will they be able to get Luis Diaz? As a matter of time. Liverpool for some evaluation of Luis Diaz is somewhere around 100 million euros. That is how Liverpool evaluates or values Luis Diaz over there from, of course, FC Barcelona, Football Club Barcelona constantly wants Luis Diaz. And then Omoko started preseason training and everybody was there. Mark Barnal, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Gavi, everybody by Barca for training grounds on them when they return for their preseason camp and then to do their medicals and stuff like that. The only thing and then it is unlikely Barca for best signing Brentford and Luis Diaz. It is very, very likely the Barca may get Marcus Rashford rather instead of Luis Diaz because Luis Diaz may prove to be very, very expensive. Now, I think that SCFL Liverpool for this series, the kind of job Liverpool is doing in the transfer market, it's very important. It's very intriguing. Now, why do I say this? Madrid wants a Brentford friend Ibu Konate from them. Already, Madrid for number before Brentford friend Trent Alexander-Arnold. But then quickly, even before Trent Alexander-Arnold left, Liverpool finalized a deal for Jeremy Frimpong to come into their team. Now, what Liverpool are hearing is that they are in conversation to bring in the man that's called Mark Gay into a club to come and beef up the centre back area. Already in terms of goalkeepers, there's going to be Georgi Mamardashvili from Valencia, who is going to be from Villarreal, who's going to be the next second choice goalkeeper for Liverpool and of course compete with Alisson Beck and keep Alisson on his toes. And of course, it is a chance Georgi Mamardashvili becomes the number one goalkeeper of Tima, your friend in Liverpool. But the big conundrum that's going on in the English Premier League today is the fact that Liverpool are very bad. They are playing chess game with Newcastle. Sobekaya, Liverpool from the off of this transfer window have been linked with Brentford friend Alexander Isak. In fact, from last season, Liverpool constantly had been linked with Alexander Isak. And Alexander Isak, if you remember, in the last few weeks, had told his agency, he had told his entourage that he wants to go to Liverpool, but he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to make it murkier. He doesn't want to make it on a bad blood. If you will leave Newcastle United to go to Liverpool, he wants to make sure that he is going on a good note with Newcastle United. So obviously, it was something that Alexander Isak has discussed consistently with his team. It's something that he has spoken about by and large with his team. It's something that they've largely explained. They've had conversations about it and stuff like that. And today, what we've heard is that when Liverpool went to Newcastle United, Newcastle told them that, a Brentford friend Luis Diaz here in Toronto, Tony, they just sold 150 million euros. And I had to be back now before Brentford, your friend Alexander Isak. Quickly, Liverpool now went to Frankfurt and told them that, we want Hugo Ekitike. Newcastle quickly also went to Frankfurt and said that, we also want Hugo Ekitike. And then Newcastle here fast. And over the 70 million, I could come out Frankfurt for Brentford friend Hugo Ekitike. We had 70 million Koko drew up. Frankfurt for the catch said there be Hugo Ekitike no more tono 70 million. Now Babato Hugo Ekitike 70 million. No one can turn Alexander Isak and Liverpool for 150 million. Iti Frankfurt for the catch Newcastle for say some ton Isak 150 million. Umberto Ekitike more 100 million. Omedi can 70 million to baby. But then again, in all of that conversations, Liverpool plan they say because they know they are going for Ekitike. If you go for Ekitike, then they will come in for Brentford and Alexander Isak. If you keep Alexander Isak, then they will go and buy your backup plan. What is a Brentford, your friend Hugo Ekitike? 3D chess and a Liverpool for any team, your friend FC Newcastle United, and more pencil on the transfer market. I mean, boot for boot in Punum Pupa, heavy everyone pa, and we'll do some coming in our home, and we'll see how things are going to pan out from there in that conversation of Liverpool and Hugo Ekitike. The last time I told you the big news is that today people will understand why Chelsea use that performance-based wage structure. So for a long time now, anytime we are Chelsea say, player be home, nobody say, player the player is too young, they have nothing to lose. Why would Chelsea go and then be with a player of this caliber? Chelsea say they have a performance-based wage structure. Now, what does a performance-based wage structure mean? What it means is that they buy the players, they don't give you the highest wage, but then they give you a minimal wage. As much as your performance, as much as you are playing well, as much as you are developing a team, ever in the Champions League, winning Club World Cup, no, then they increase your salary for you. Then they give you bonuses in addition to it. And I think that some of these things is see in a lot of the corporate settings, especially in corporate settings that I have worked in. Almost every time it's about performance-based, the performance-based wage structure, the performance-based wage structure, and only a very important. And then near things after said Todd Bowley couldn't come on and catch you. Todd Bowley said there are things that has happened that he is very excited about. He said he is proud of Enzo Maresca as a manager and the things that Maresca has put out. And according to him, Enzo Maresca is very skilled in his work. And he went on to say, he said, how Enzo Maresca was able to do the game plan and the execution for the players was top notch for them. I say was top notch, and they didn't expect that they would get to this point. He mentioned sporting directors, Lawrence, Stewart, Mona, Wayne Stanley, and how good these guys have been. I mean, in terms of the quality of play that Chelsea played against Paris Saint-Germain, because according to him, nobody gave Chelsea a real chance, and he believes that from now Chelsea will take off. Now, right after this Club World Cup, you see, just before players in every hotel on a holiday, what happened was that Chelsea for no catch players and say, I'm best send the Obia alert of £350,000 for each Chelsea player. £350,000 for each Chelsea player. I repeat, £350,000 for each Chelsea player. No need bonus for the Club World Cup. Obia be receive the alert I want a bank. And that is it. And Charlie, this is an excellent way, very, very smart way of getting the players to play well. Because what this means is that as the players go forward, they want to play more and then get some more bonuses. They would want to do more. Champions League, Premier League, I mean, all of these clubs on the try, they will play for the badge. But really, it's about playing for the moolah. That's exactly what the players are going to do. And it looks as if Todd Bowley have had exactly how they were going to get Chelsea to get the results that they wanted. They had exactly how they were going to get the boys to deliver and get the results that they want to get, because £350,000 there, Jack. £350. Hey, Talik, I said, £350. Enzo Fernandez 350. Oh yeah, Dario Sugo, Buscania 350. Hey, Dario Sugo. Hey, Charlie. Joao Pedro 350. Andre Santos 350. Everybody, £350,000 in everybody's pocket. These players are going to pocket it, they are going to take it and then go on holiday to enjoy themselves. And that's something that Chelsea fans have always wanted. Say things are going to go on well for them. Now, the best news that even Chelsea are having is when we started this season, for a whole season, Chelsea have played the seasons and the games with no front sponsor. It was only for a short time that Chelsea phone used to compete there from Denmark or Chelsea phone used on the Football Conference League, the last set of matches also or English Premier League. Now they use them because Denmark phone proposed set certain Chelsea, Chelsea hotels and apartments in Dubai where Chelsea fan will rent it out, and where a Chelsea player you can go there and go and stay. Where a Chelsea fan could Dubai with your card, you can go and sleep there. So Chelsea fan for okay, business wise, it makes sense. So basically, Sunday money, I know my just 1 month of publicity there. Then why not go and build for us, and then we'll go and do the job for you. And at Chelsea fan, Chelsea Denmark phone for you throughout the season. Chelsea having had a sponsor. So throughout the season, I used to explain, say, there had been clubs who were telling Chelsea somewhere between 30 to 35 million. And then Chelsea phone catch up say, oh, almost pay 60 to 65 million. Now the truth of the matter is that 30-35, a conference league car, a club are on board in the Champions League. Club are only some mileage, when they play in the Champions League. In tennis stadia, you be more 30-35 million. And the Chelsea phone to Debbie, and you be being tea, and you will be a one. You're not a normal team, you bet me a do our level way. Into be being tea, you want to say, into Moma is Capapa. Oh, Chief. Only Champions League, they ain't mean TSK Champions League for Sikama. I mean, how are we going to pay that money when you are not on that level? So we can't pay for you. And other people also came. I think Riyadh Air Money they had to buy with 40 million to 45. Chelsea said that Omonje. So Chelsea finally decided that they were not going to go in with any front shirt sponsors for the whole season, and that's what they did. Now, what we are hearing is that you see, this is probably the reason why most other Premier League clubs they don't like Chelsea, because after all of these things. Chelsea are qualified for Champions League, we're winning Conference League, and was answered Club World Cup, essentially the best club in the world. marketing wise, and yes, there are 10 multinational companies. 10 multinational companies. And I got you for catch on the jack. You see, 100 million euros, 100 million pounds, sorry, 100 million pounds as front shirt sponsor. And 10, no, according to the marketing team, any Chelsea 4 accounts, no, they will sit down, they will do the analysis because contract no sign maybe about 40, 50 years. And I don't know, Chelsea 4 with the business operation managers or that is where Chelsea 4 will do that analysis with, and then they'll do that because sporting directors for any technical team players they've brought you success on the field of play. Now you have to use that to get the money from that, and 10 multinational companies are some of them are likely to pay somewhere around 100 million. Now last year without sponsorship deal Sika, Chelsea had 88.5 million in terms of revenue on Chelsea, and that Paris Saint-Germain somewhere in the excess of 120 million. Chelsea for so at this point in time, they can make 100 million for just one shirt. Now, I don't know, or there's going to be sleeve, there's going to be training gear, there's going to be a whole lot of things that Chelsea for account just because they have been able to win a Club World Cup. It's a very, very exciting times, and football in Canada. Ombesani Eura market, Ombesani Eura market, Obitima players be. Something that I think is going to be very, very interesting from the point of view of Chelsea Fund. If be able to get the 100 million from the sponsorship deal, that would be good because the current sponsorship deal, I think, is the biggest in the English Premier League. It's even still with, I think, Man City or so, somewhere around 60 million. Manchester United have somewhere around 50 million. And I think that I understand why Chelsea Fund are pushing for more because Man United already 50 they are on the class 1 more Champions League. So now go for 150. I think I said Chelsea will no bread. Now own all of this amount of money, no discussion. So what we are hearing is that Chelsea Fund have more. And then there have been some big news in transfers with respect to Chelsea, especially in the last 1 hour. Of course, apparently, just when the team left the US of A, now players no come holidays no. The 2 sporting directors, Wayne Stanley and Abentia friend Stewart, all of them, say Jack, they can't go for holidays. Oma Gang said they need to work around the clock to build the strong brand and a bigger team, a better team for Chelsea. Omo analysis throughout the season. Mark Kukureya. Apart from games and no card, apart from games are now or suspended. Every game be at Chelsea baby a Mark Kukureya boy. The only match I want a conference league matches any game and they are suspended again. And sporting directors they say it is high time that you find a backup and then a backup for Mark Kukureya. Now there is this player who I've spoken about. He plays for Ajax Amsterdam or a Dutch. Your friend Jorel Hatu and Chelsea Forum have made fresh contact with our bench friend Jorel Hatu. Now the good thing with Jorel Hatu is that or you play or you're very good in terms of the versatility. What's mean by left centre back? Obetima at left back, Obetima as an inverted fullback. Oh, Fiifi-Manfred saying a Mark Kukureya or a very aggressive para on Osibemana Kumu. And we are hearing that Chelsea are likely to bring in more players. Now, sporting directors Nico PMO Ajax Amsterdam, Omoko, the Johan Cruyff Arena, Kukushia, Ajax Amsterdam for penny for. They asked them one question, say, how much will it cost for us to do a deal for a young man called Jorel Hatu? And Ajax Amsterdam for the catcher and say, Jack. Boy, the price on and that form sir, Sika Benjamin a 60 million pay. 60 million and a accent price for Brentford furniture Hatu. Definitely Chelsea can beat the price down. The sad thing is that, and the sad thing and the good thing is that Brentford furniture Hatu only release clause. Yeah. Until Nasa Uno negotiate yeah, which means Brentford at a cool price. And I don't know the captain of Ajax Amsterdam last season, and Chelsea are very, very keen in bringing a brand to friend Jorel Hatu to stand for bridge for him to come and add to the quality of football on mobile. Or we are very, very much interested in Jorel Hatu. They want to make sure that they get Jorel Hatu as part of their team. They want to make sure that Jorel Hatu becomes one of the top players who is going to join Chelsea Football Club, who is going to help them do their job now. Jorel Hatu follow. Jorel Hatu and the man are coming in to make sure that everything goes on well for themselves. And I think it's going to be very interesting. But of course, before that, Chelsea has to do almost sales, and it's a FC Bayern Munich have asked again on a branch of Renato Vega. They want to add Renato Vega to almost score the next season. Chelsea want to say a one and that from 35 million per. Who is Caneba, one before branch of Renato Vega. It's the same for Joao Felix. Joao Felix, and also somewhere in the region of 35 million. What we are hearing is that an apparently being commercial about a branch of Morgan Rogers, an excellent ball carrier, deep player, carrying from the deep area and then bringing the ball forward. What we've heard, and it's also share the conversation around a branch here, your friend Morgan Rogers. Aston Villa Fono, coach your friend Unai Emery had coach Nicholas Jackson our Villarreal before. Now Unai Emery has said say enyadi obi nya branch here friend Marcus Rashford there. Anyway, can't Chelsea so a swap deal between Nicholas Jackson and our branch here, your friend Marcus and your branch friend Morgan Rogers. Now I know and about Chima Minchiga Chelsea Fono will do the assessment and see if they can bring in our branch here friend Morgan Rogers. So my club, but Chelsea really are interested in our bench friend Morgan Rogers. Still, Christopher Nkunku, Bayern Phone are very much interested in our bench friend Christopher Nkunku. They are very much interested when it comes to saying being our bench will be game bomb, especially since a replacement for our bench friend Thomas Muller, after he left the club at FC Bayern Munich, they are really interested in him. They want to try and see if they can do a deal for bench friend Christopher Nkunku, who is excellent on all forms of play, excellent in all phases of play, half space, high press, the aggression and stuff like that, and the finishing are one of the best. And mind you, Christopher Nkunku had, a very good time at German Bundesliga for RB Leipzig, and they're expecting that maybe Christopher Nkunku can replicate that form now in our RB Leipzig, or something that we're expecting to see if it's going to happen. Over there. Of course, Liverpool is still Darwin Nunez. Napoli are interested in him. Napoli are grinding aggressively. They want to get Darwin Nunez from Liverpool. But then, of course, for 1 month, Master Somudin Common and said I'm progressing. What has happened is that as it stands now, Napoli are turning their attention to another striker, Lorenzo Luca, to Napoli, a player there. According to them, Antonio Conte, Penasempa. That is the possibility of what's going to happen for them to get Lorenzo Luca. But still, they are in for Brentford and Darwin Nunez, who also have a lot of offers from the Saudi Pro League. Saudi Pro League, they have good offers for Darwin Nunez, for him to come in, for him to be part of their squad. Now, they are really interested to see if they are going to get a Brentford and Darwin Nunez back into their team. A very interesting set of news on, because Darwin Nunez there. He'd want to go elsewhere and go and play Liverpool. And Slot doesn't really fancy Abrantia, your friend Darwin Nunez. Of course, we'll see if Darwin will be able to leave Football Club de Liverpool. And also, baby of course, Rodrigo goes and says something until the season starts proper. I think it's going to go on every time. Conversation will be up. Every time conversation will come on. Because still, Madrid are getting a lot of offers from a lot of people. And the latest one have been by mentioned for Charlie. Omunya Bentia Rodrigo Goes. You'll probably like him. They'll really like Bentia, a friend Rodrigo Goes into Liverpool for Momo BB Omunya in term. No one told Rodrigo Goes in moment because they would like to go in for that Bentia friend Rodrigo Goes. We'll see if Liverpool will sell Rodrigo Goes. Madrid will sell Rodrigo Goes to Liverpool, or maybe to Bayern, or to Arsenal, or maybe even to Barcelona. We'll draw the curtain here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, evening and final edition for the day. We'll be back with some more analysis. Until then, we'll take care. Bye-bye.